Well, good morning. Welcome to Agape, where we teach unconditional love, how to live in the awareness and acceptance of our wholeness. Today is going to be different than our normal Sunday, so I just share that with you. Today's topic is going to be spiritual healing, and I'll be going through what is spiritual healing, and then I'm going to be leading you through an actual healing guided visualization. So know that. So this is going to be a bit longer, but I think you're going to find this is something you may want to come back to again and again. So with that, spiritual healing, the path back to wholeness. So what is this thing called spiritual healing? See, spiritual healing is not about fixing something that's broken. It's about removing the illusion that you were ever broken in the first place. Spiritual healing is the process of realigning with truth. Not your conditioned truth, but society's truth, but your infinite truth, the unchanging truth that lives at the center of your being. You see, we keep forgetting that we're part of the oneness, and that when we remember that we're part of the oneness, we're out of the illusion, we're out of the duality, and it's here that all healing takes place. Real healing begins not in the body, not in the mind, not in your emotions, but in your awareness, in your consciousness. So when you think about the idea that people are not in oneness, you could almost you could say that, well, they feel wounded. And if they feel wounded, that's when they have illness. So if people understood that they were wounded, why wouldn't they come back into oneness? Why would they stay in that wounded thing? So I want to explore why people stay wounded spiritually. First, it's not because the pain is stronger than their power. It's because people have built their identity around the wound. I don't know about you, but I've seen a lot of people, especially older people, that when they get ill, they have someone to take care of them. I watched that with my dad. My dad was alone, and when he had to go into an assisted living center, he loved his illness because he had young ladies taking care of him. He had people doting on him, people feeding him, and he was getting attention. My mother was no longer around. We weren't around because he lived in Maui and we lived in the mainland United States. And so he did that and he got attention. Not only did he get attention from us and from the caregivers, but also the other people who were there. They were wounded, and so they shared in their wounds. And then he got a girlfriend who nurtured him, and they shared each other's wounds together. So it wasn't the pain that kept him from losing his power. It was identity around the wound. You see, people also have memorized their trauma. They've recited their limitations and defended their pain so long, they don't know who they are without it. People will say, well, I've been a diabetic since I was in my early 30s. I identify, that's why I have to do what I do. Not realizing that they could heal themselves from the diabetes. They defend their lifestyle that keeps them locked into the pain, locked into the illness. I see this all the time. I see this with people who are overweight. And they know that being overweight will affect their health, is affecting their health, but they defend it. It's okay. My mother was like this. My dad was like this. What they don't realize is they're free to choose differently. They have a power within them. If they connected with that power, came into oneness, understood that they were divine, expressing individually, they could change. They could make it all different. What I've learned is that there are 3 pillars to spiritual healing. The first pillar is awareness. It's your flashlight. Until you can see it, you can't heal it. Denial, avoidance, and blame are enemies of the healing. Are you aware that you can heal anything? Are you really aware that you can do that? Or are you denying that power? Well, no one else is doing this. The people I hang with say I ought to do this. I ought to go to the doctor, take all these meds. Think about it. Are you aware there's a power in you that can heal you? And I'm not talking against using doctors, but I'm talking about use them from a state of awareness where you're using your power in conjunction. Because here's what I'll say to you. Medicine has never healed anything. It treats the symptoms. It does not heal. It masks the symptoms. You heal. Your body knows how to heal. Your subconscious mind knows how to heal. When you're aware of that, you understand it, and it's your key to healing. The second pillar of spiritual healing is acceptance. Acceptance is the gateway. You don't need to like what happened, but you do need to accept what is. Acceptance frees the energy that's been locked up in resistance. Here's one. 4.5 years, almost 4 years ago this August, I'm working like crazy out in the yard. I'm moving, I'm grooving. And all of a sudden I was not aware and I hit this wet spot on my garage floor that was slick. My feet went under me and I fell and I shattered my hip. I didn't break my hip. I shattered my hip. And I had to have, now 2 weeks later, I had to have a hip replacement. You know what? I had to accept that I was going to have a hip replacement. I didn't want one. I just accepted it. What else did I accept? I accept that I was not aware that I was rushing and that I was at fault. It was not the floor. It was nothing. It was me. You see, it's when I accepted it that I stopped blocking resistance, blaming things. It wasn't that I was old that I fell. No, I was unaware I was moving too fast. So we go from awareness and we go to acceptance and then we go to the third pillar, alignment. This is the practice. You see, contrary to what most people think, healing is not. Or people think healing's a one-time process. It's not. It's a return over and over again to truth, that you are whole, you are powerful, and you are here to live, not to survive. This comes back to the idea is that if you're eating healthy to heal your body, and you heal your body, you don't go back to eating unhealthy. If you had habits of smoking, you don't stop smoking, get rid of the cancer, and then start smoking again. Are you following what I'm saying? But most people don't do that. They don't realize that healing, spiritual healing, is an ongoing, never-ending event. First off, it's the awareness to see your wholeness on a daily basis with spiritual practice, visualization, prayer. It's also the accepting of what is so that you're reducing the stress in your body. And then it's doing healthy physical habits, the way you eat, the way you move, the way you act in the world. It's a lifestyle. It's a way of seeing the world. In fact, it's about using your inner authority. Affirmations are really not about positive thinking. It's a way of commanding your consciousness. Do you get that? You're not asking God to heal you. You're not asking some power outside to heal you. You're making a declaration. Right now, I am aware that consciously and unconsciously, I am choosing perfect health in every moment. There was no asking. There was no beseeching in that statement. I choose to be healthy and I align all my habits from this moment going forward to a healthy lifestyle. I am commanding the law. I am using my authority. When we say I am whole, we're not begging the universe to do us a favor. We're declaring our new reality into form. Understand this. You are a microcosm of the macrocosm, meaning you are the microcosm of God. God said, let there be light. There was light. You say, let there be light, and there's light in your life. You're not the macro, you're the micro, and that same power exists within you. Spiritual healing doesn't come from someone else fixing you. And I think we bought into that illusion from modern allopathic Western medicine. It comes from you choosing to take back your authority, to speak healing into your body, into your cells, into your mind. You are the power. And until you claim that power, you're going to live an unhealthy, disease-filled life. See, spirituality isn't about fixing what's broken. It's really about remembering who you are beyond the pain, releasing the illusions that distort your truth, and reclaim your power to live aligned, whole, and free. You see, we're storytellers, and we're stuck on our stories. We're addicted to our stories, and we tell our stories over and over and over again. And what we don't realize is that most of the stories we speak are lies. And those lies are having an impact on our life, and it's not allowing us to see our truth. True healing comes from knowing the truth that you are one with all that is, and coming back to it over and over and over again, and seeing that everything else is an illusion and that you are the power in your life.